So we're currently running for America's Favorite Couple, and it is a national competition. We're currently first in our group, but our group's relatively small and comparatively. We're in a group of about 20 people. And so each week it just keeps getting smaller until we're eventually in the pool of all the contestants. We're first right now, but we're trying to obviously stay there as, the stakes get higher and higher.
I mean, what inspired us is probably just our story, like seeing other people go through what we went through and make it. Like we feel like we're a good example of hardships and triumph and adversity and making it through troubled past, through addictions, through poverty. Like we both have went through an enormous amount of things, and we feel like people can relate to us because they know our story's real. They know we're real. We're everyday people.
Not the celebrities that you see on TV that you're like, man, did they ever struggle in their life? Like, no, that we did.
Yeah, like that if you follow us, that we definitely struggle. Like I built a huge following on Facebook, which I mean I adore. It means everything to me to have people stand behind you and to look up to you and tell you that you're doing great, instead of everything that I've always heard. Which I was always labeled a troublemaker, always labeled a bad guy. Like, don't be around him. He's a bad influence. And I don't blame him for that, because I was for a very long time. I mean, she got pregnant with my daughter, and when my baby was coming into this world, I was always risking my tomorrow. Like, I did 17 years in prison. I went back on parole violations. Just trouble was second nature to me. And I knew that being in trouble risks your tomorrow. It risks your future. And bringing a baby into this world, to grow up without parents. Like, I grew up in the foster home. I grew up in a broken home. Like, I don't want that for my babies. I refuse to have that for them. So I chose to sober up, so that when we went through the hospital process, the doctors couldn't say nothing. I was free to do whatever, and I just wasn't running a risk of breaking up my family. Once I got my life straight, and I realized, like, I'm capable of doing a lot of things that I didn't think I was. I got a lot of confidence back. I went to the classes and got my 100-ton master's offshore boat captain's license, and I'm moving up in the company I'm in. I'm learning a lot. I'm progressing. I'm able to provide for my family. Very reliable. They call me to work. I'll be there right now. Like, just who I've become, I feel like is inspirational. Meeting her, when I met her, she was like, I won't say the worst victim of domestic violence, because I lost my sister to domestic violence, and domestic violence is absolutely real. But she was a major victim of domestic violence, and she was broken, and she needed confidence, and she needed courage, and she needed strength to get out of that situation. And I feel like in the beginning we was both broken. I was broken from a wreck where told I'd never walk again. I was in a wheelchair when I met her, and she was getting out of that relationship. And I feel like we leaned on each other more in the beginning, out of just nurturing through the trauma. Like, trauma brought us together. But I feel like through that, like, I've watched her flourish. I've watched her bloom and gain her confidence and move estates and take jobs and apartment managing and go get her real estate license, and just become an amazing role model to not only me, to my kids, to our followers, to everyone. Like, I can't say enough. Having a good woman next to you will definitely change your life.
I grew up in extreme poverty as well. Definitely, we both have a background of foster care, addiction, abuse, all of the kind of things. And really what led us together was my history with domestic violence. Of course, not with him. It was a past relationship. But I went through some pretty extreme things, and eventually was held hostage for over a day. I ended up having to put that person in prison, face him, his whole family on trial in a really small town. I felt like I was like being burned at the stake, because it was my story versus his story. And, it was just a really hard, trying time. And he was there for me, a lot of his family. And that's kind of when we kind of formed, I like to call it a trauma bond. We both, we definitely met and bonded at a much different point in our lives. And for a while, it definitely kind of swept me off my feet to where I was not like the strong, independent person that I am now. But once I kind of regained my strength, I used that to fight back and to say, like, hey, this is not okay. And to just be an inspiration for other people that is in that same situation, to step out, to have the courage to get themselves out of that situation.
I watched her go from having like no self-confidence or like just really like angry and hurt at the whole world to getting back on her feet, you know, like finding her confidence and, you know, glamoring herself up and went to school and did her real estate classes. And I remember when she was doing her real estate classes, she was like halfway through, and it's hard. Like, I don't know if you
So
ever,
hard.
when you go through, like, I didn't do it personally, I don't know, but I know what it was for the captain's license. But I know in the middle of her real estate, she was like, I can't do this. I don't even know what I'm thinking. Like, I'm not doing this book work. Like, I'm just done. I quit. So I went and took a stack of Post-it notes and I wrote on probably 30 different Post-it notes. You can do this. You're the smartest one I know. I love you. You're the next big realtor. And I posted them all through the hallway and all over the bathroom and all over the toilet area and all over the shower curtain. She got up that next morning and passed that test. She passed that test and became a realtor. And she's an amazing mom to my kids. You know, like how she juggles. She hates the stay-at-home mom thing because she is a realtor, but she's stuck at home with the kids and the house and the laundry and just like I can't. There's no me without her.
Oh, I'm the same thing. I'm extremely proud and incredibly inspired myself, to be honest. I mean, when I started learning more and more of his story, I was like, I don't know a single person on earth that's been through more than this man has. Like, I really don't. And he's still the happiest, nicest person. Like, even with me, I will be like so grumpy and hangry and mean to him, and he's like laughing at me. You know,
I just
he's
go get her a sandwich.
yeah, he's just always a bright spirit and a good mood. And like, it doesn't matter how much he's been through, he always still likes to make other people smile. And like, it just genuinely makes me happy. I feel like I like won the lottery already, you know, like it's everything I've ever wanted to have.
Like a lot of times when people tell you to sober up or to change your life, like it's not instantaneous. It's not instantaneous. Like it's going to be depressing. It's going to be hard. There's going to be ups. There's going to be downs. People you thought are going to be there for you, they're not going to be there for you. The ones closest to you, you're going to find out they're not that close to you. You just have things in common at that time. Like those probably ain't even the people that's for you. So like I just say that like when you start doing good, don't expect immediate results, but know that they're there. They're coming. Like nobody's doing everything right and making all the right decisions and just constantly being dumped on. It takes time. And, you know, especially in my situation, like I'm 46 years old and I didn't start making the right choices till 2.5 years ago. So I'm sure half my following is waiting on me to fall, and I'm going to make sure that that never happens. But God is first and foremost in our home. We got a very close church family. We pray together. We try, like if I'm not offshore, I am an offshore captain, so I don't know when I'm going to be here or back, but we try to make sure that we keep God first. We pray with our kids. We pray with our family. And, just very humbling to know like
He
I'm
got us
happy.
here. Through all of the darkest times in my life, I truly see no way out of it. And even now I look back and I'm like, how did I escape that situation? And I definitely can see God's hand, you know, all over my life. It's like that thing sometimes you'll see on social media where it says like, how do I know God is real? It's not just because of a feeling. It's because I've literally seen what he's done in my life. And I feel like we're both, you know, just a living example of like his grace and kindness and ability to give people a fresh start. Everyone only puts the highlights of their life on social media, right? But when you see us, we actually talk about the struggle. We talk about all of the different things. And I think that everybody has something they've been through that we can truly relate to. We don't just say, oh, yeah, I hear you, I've been there. Like, no, we really probably have been there. And I think that's what makes us relate to everyone. And I think that's what makes us really great candidates to be called America's favorite couple.
I think we give hope to a lot of people because there's so many people that reach out to us. Like I have a lot of my followers will reach out to me and they'll be like, man, I really wish my son would get his life together. Or I really wish, you know, like I think they see that what we went through and they see where we're at now, and it gives them hope for other people that are struggling. You know, like if we can do it, anybody can do it. Like if I can do it, definitely anybody can do it. Like I was absolutely the worst of the worst, you know. And you know, when people see me and they see all my tattoos, they think I'm mean or like I'm prejudged, or I'll be doing these funny videos on Facebook and everybody's like, why is this tattoo guy being so goofy? Like, I just like to make people laugh, you know, like, and regardless of the competition, I mean, the $20,000 first place prize, that would be amazing. But you know, what would be more amazing is having a huge, like, presentation to share with people, having a story, to get your story out there, to get to get your article in that magazine and to let other people see what you've been through and to inspire other people. Like, one of the most fulfilling things I've done in my life was I shared my testimony probably about a year ago at a church in Clean. It's like 250 people, but I was so scared to get up there and do that. I was so nervous. Like, I was like, it was live. There was like 250 people sitting there, and then it was live on Facebook.
Wasn't even our church.
Yeah, it wasn't even my church. So it was all strangers. But I tell you what, that was the most self-rewarding, confidence booster. Like, it just made me like, you have got to do this. You have got to. You've got a story to tell. You've got kids to help. You've got addicts' hands to hold. Like, you need to be out here helping people. You've been through too much to just stay hush hush. You know, like, I was on National Geographic for the worst of the worst. Like, yeah, I was not. I hate saying I was not a good person, because I was always a good person. I was just doing bad things. You know, like, I was spun in a very negative light. I didn't understand that I could get this much attention and this much happiness through being positive.
What would you tell your old self today?
Get uncomfortable. Get uncomfortable, you know, because everything that I found comfort in was like drugs or friends or trouble. That was all comfortable to me. If I walk into a room full of tattoo guys and drugs or people like that, like, that's comfortable to me. Like, because that's, you know, through foster care and the life I lived. But once I got uncomfortable, once I started walking into church and taking Saturday mornings with the church guys and going and having breakfast, or like, that's so uncomfortable, but it's so right. I feel so out of place, but it's where I belong.
I think a lot of people, when you get beat down so much, you eventually believe the things that you're told, right? So you think that you're not worth a better life, or that you're not capable, and you are very much worth it. Everybody deserves to be happy, and everybody deserves to be treated well.
The longer you hang on to what ain't right, the less time you'll have with what is right.
For sure.